Don't say nothing yet. Go.
Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of the Cinema Subway. Your hosts, as always, Akash, myself, Los, and Gabby. How are you guys?
Hey, I'm good. And yourself?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Gabby?
Doing well.
All right.
Excited to talk.
All right. So today's topic, this is a movie that you guys have already watched and have asked me to watch. I finally caught up to seeing it. I haven't seen all of it. I'm 60% through. It's one to talk about because it is we're in Oscar season, and it's Emilia Perez, right? It's one of the most heavily nominated movies. It's nominated in almost every category. um you know uh Never seen a movie get so much negative press and attention, uh so much so that it's probably making people going to watch the movie because of that, right? Or maybe not even watch it, but uh I would like to hear your guys, because like I said, we've talked about this on the side. We've had a little, little things we had to say about it, but I would love to kind of hear your thoughts again on this movie. Akash,
Oh,
please indulge us.
it's this movie's a fucking disaster from beginning to end. I
What?
I don't know what they were thinking about when they put this movie together, and there's no sense of cohesiveness in this story. The musical numbers are all hot garbage. The actors and actresses in this movie do a phenomenally horrendous job, with the exception of Zoe Saldana, who I think is the one saving grace in this entire clusterfuck of a movie. Um, I watched it and I was like, what am I doing? Why am I even watching this right now? And unfortunately, the perks of being a movie podcaster is you have to watch the good movies and you have to watch the shit movies. And this was unfortunately a shit movie that I had to watch. Unfortunately, it is also getting a numerous amount of praise from Hollywood and critics and the Academy alike. But on the flip side of that, the consumers, the regular people, you and I, it's being universally trashed. So why is there such a disconnect? That's my biggest question. What is separating us from the critics, the Academy? Is there a bigger picture they're looking at? Is there hidden agendas? Who knows? But enough of my rambling. Gabby?
Yeah, I have to agree with you on mostly everything you said. I watched this movie because there was an interview of a Mexican actor, Eugenio Derbez, and he kind of just slammed Selena Gomez's Spanish. And I'm also a No Sabo kid, so I was like, give her a break. So I watched the movie. It was worse than I thought. I have grown up listening to Spanish, speaking it poorly, but listening. I don't know what Spanish that was. That was the worst Spanish I've ever heard. I'm sorry. And I want to give her props for doing it, but also it was so bad. So one, I watched it for that. It wasn't good. Didn't know it was a musical, so that's always great. You really love going into a movie and you're like, oh, they're singing now. Cool. This is what I signed up for. And then the singing wasn't good. So it was just like bad thing after bad thing. And then I'm half Mexican, so that kind of cartel vibe of like that's all Mexico is. And then like you look into the director and he had interviews of never going to Mexico, and he kind of just got his ideas from what he's seen and heard about Mexico and the cartels. So that's kind of insane to me. Um, I think everything that they tried to do in the movie wasn't done well. I do agree that Zoe Saldana did great. Um, I It was just the story. The story was like a telenovela story, but not in a good addictive telenovela way. It was a bad cheesy one that was an actual movie that they put a lot of money into, so it didn't translate well. And then yeah, the story was just this again, it's super dramatic, it's trying to be like a telenovela, but in all the wrong ways. Um, and then now I'm more obsessed about all the drama with Carla, with the main actress, it's Carla Sofia Garcon, something like that. Um, the internet hated this movie so much that they did like a character assassination. So they looked at all her old tweets. Her old tweets were very, very bad. They were very damning. And they started this whole character assassination. The internet has won. They came together in hate and bullied this woman. But I mean, they didn't have to bully. It was those are her own tweets. So she tweeted about anti-Muslim, anti-everything. She had tweets about Hitler. She actually had tweets about Selena Gomez. So it was a mess. And then they put her on a whole what's it called? They put her on a whole like apology tour. And that didn't go well because she kind of played the victim, even though it was her own tweets and her own thoughts from not that long ago. And now everyone is distancing themselves from her. So Netflix, I think they stopped their campaign, their Oscar campaign. And I think Zoe Saldana and Selena are like distancing themselves from her. And yeah, I was talking to Akash. Do they ever take back Oscar nominations? Do they rescind nominations because of something that the actor has done or actress? So it's very interesting to see the internet come together to hate on someone to bring them down, and then like that's what we're seeing now, and I think it's incredibly interesting to see and watch. And not the movie, but this is a drama that I'm more interested than the actual movie.
Well, to quote Joaquin Phoenix from the first Joker, you get what you fucking deserve.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. So, I know this movie won the Golden Globe, and that's the first time it was on my radar. I'm like, oh, okay, I got to see this movie. It won the Golden Globe for Best Picture, right? Then slowly but surely, social media took over. We started seeing clips, and then my Kosh and Gabby had seen it before me, and they kind of gave me their opinion about it. But I really try to remain objective. Starting to watch this movie, and I don't know if I hate to say it, but I'm actually enjoying the movie. Believe it or not.
Really?
I don't hate it. I can
What?
see like certain things that maybe should have been done differently. Maybe the musical aspect of the movie doesn't make sense to me. But then I'm thinking, well, it's kind of refreshing to see like a bunch of people who can't sing, right? Because in other musicals, everybody's so polished, everybody dances so polished. And this movie is it's kind of rough, right? Like it's almost like these people were trained very little and were told, hey, sing the way you sing. So their voices crack. It's kind of like grounding the movie to people like me who, I can't sing. So it's nice to know that an actor, you know, uh, a musical actor can just not necessarily be like formally trained. I do agree with your take, Gabby. Again, I'm not finished with the movie yet. I have to wait for the ending to kind of make up my mind about it. Zoe Saldana is great. Yes, like Gabby said, it does feel like a telenovela. Maybe if they had moved away from a musical and made it more of a serious tone, I think it would have maybe hit better with audiences. Um, I don't know. I really look, to me, movies they run a different range, right? There's movies for entertainment value where we just go to a movie, mindlessly eat popcorn and just stare at the screen and laugh and react, right? This movie is causing conversations, right? It's making people talk about it, and that's what movies are meant to be, right? They're meant to start conversations. And I'm the part where like he bears his soul to Zoe Saldana that that he's always wanted to be a woman and he wants to go through the sex change. Uh, it's not something you see in cinema nowadays. You really don't. It's not something that uh, a lot of people go and see. It's a topic that's not necessarily it's still a very how do I put it, hot topic, right? People have strong opinions about it, and then here we are watching a movie that won an award for Best Picture for the Golden Globe, and it has to do with sex change, a transgender, operation, right? And for me, it was like it was like, wow, I can't believe I'm seeing this person like kind of bare their soul and talk to Zoe Saldana and have her figure out and how the now I'm digging the cartel aspect of it, where like she's now feeling guilty for being like this monster, right? That was responsible for killing all these like innocent people, right? And now she's helping like discover like the graves and stuff like that. That's where I'm at right now. But like I said, I'm having a hard time disliking it. I think cinematography, it's got some cool cinematography shots in there. Things I've
beg
never
your
seen
pardon?
before. I like some of the the fadeaway with the dancing where it jumps back into reality and then goes into this like musical montage. I mean, even driving home, I was like, from penis to vagina. It was a catchy tune in my head,
Huh?
but the movie sat with me because it actually made me think about it, like uh kind of like what like Dog Day Afternoon did with like Al Pacino, right? These are like, how you say, these are like topics, these are things that people go through on a day to day, but we're uh seeing them get reflected in the movies, right? It's not all about the action star blowing things up, or the funny guy comedian, or the man and woman romance that we've seen a ton of times. I actually found it a little refreshing to see that this was the topic that Emilia Perez was about. So I'm still holding out my final judgment on the movie because I do need to see how it ends. But right now, I don't know. I'm liking it. I'm really not hating the movie. So yeah, believe it or
Damn,
not, yeah, yeah.
that was a
Yeah,
trash ass
fully,
take from you.
fully surprised that you actually like this
That was
movie.
a trash ass Los take. Sorry.
So
I know you didn't finish the movie yet, but
yeah,
holy God, I
yeah.
don't
So
think you've ever been so wrong.
yeah, I like. I mean, I like musicals, and like I
Yeah.
said, it was a different take on the musical. I think it could have done much better as a serious movie.
Mm.
Remove the aspect of the musical, but yeah, and Selena Gomez, she's actually a decent actress. In this one, I don't know what her was she like an American who ended up in Mexico? Is that why she can't speak the Spanish language so well? Again, I haven't seen the rest of the movie to really, but she talks in English. I don't know. It's because that's the character she is, or she's just in her acting, she just forgot how to say it in Spanish and says it in English, right? Which is Spanglish, right? Like, yeah, the No Sabo kid, right? I mean, that could be it. Like I said, I know I'm probably like in a very small minority. But then at least another conversation, right? Is this movie nominated for so many categories because of some kind of woke, right? Like agenda from the Oscars, right? They're trying to push something to the audience, to the people watching. I don't know. I mean, we're not privy to how the Oscar committee picks these movies and why they get nominated for so many awards, right? But um, yeah, I mean, like I said, maybe my mind will change toward the end, but right now, 60% into the movie, I'm not hating it. You know,
I gotta correct you on something really quickly. Earlier you said that it won the Golden Globe for Best Picture. It did not actually.
it did it. I
That
thought it did.
No, that belongs to The Brutalist, which
Oh, the Brutalist
is a
one. Okay,
which is a fantastic movie
did it
and
win?
definitely worth. It did win.
It
Zoe
won
Saldana
It
something.
did
won
win for
the musical.
Best
It
Supporting.
was the musical or comedy motion picture. That's what it won,
Oh, okay. So it won musical. Okay,
which is
Yeah,
also
but
insane
right. I mean,
because Wicked came out. Did any of you see Wicked?
no.
I have
Wicked
not yet
deserves
because
all. Wicked deserves all of every award.
Yeah,
And then putting that against Emilia Perez is, I know Emilia Perez is unique and
yeah,
something different, but Wicked was so beautiful. Even if it wasn't a musical, Wicked, I can't tell you how good it was. Like it
yeah.
was perfect. And even if you're not a fan of any Wizard of Oz, if you haven't seen the Broadway play, it was a beautiful and great movie. And then they added great songs to it. So that's how good Wicked is.
I'm gonna have
Highly
to watch that.
recommend.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that
It
one
is, if you
because
like musicals, you said you like musicals,
yeah, I do.
this will make Amelia Perez look like the biggest shit you've ever seen. Like it was awful. Wicked is
Right.
so good. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You have to see Wicked. But that's why I think that's another controversy is that it won musical original score, and I'm like, if this is the same year as Wicked came out, that's insane. That shouldn't win. Wicked should win all the. Wicked should win
Right,
all the awards. It was great.
right. Maybe it's because Wicked's been around for so long. You know, it's won like Tonys, and it's part of our, you know, it's already part of our media that we already absorbed, right? Like it's been out there for years, but Amelia Perez is definitely kind of like the first of its kind. I never seen such unpolished singing, and I don't know if that was the direction. Maybe that was the goal of direction, you know.
Did you see La La Land?
Yeah, but I
That
felt
was
like they were
unpolished.
yeah, but I felt like they were even a little bit more polished than Amelia Perez.
I think it was so. If you want to do unpolished, I think of La La Land, but I think that was done well.
Right.
I think this was unpolished and not done well.
Yeah.
Again, this is excluding. I whenever I talk about Emilia Perez, I'm excluding Zoe Saldana because I do think she did well.
Yeah, she was great in
Even
this. Yes.
Selena's a singer,
Yeah.
and her song was like It was hard to watch her song. It just annoyed me for whatever reason. It was like when musicals are like dissonant and it doesn't sound harmonically. I don't know when it's not like melodic. It I don't know. I guess that's what they're going for. It can be dissonant. There's things that do sound like you're like, okay, this is supposed to sound this way. But when it was that dissonant and then the lyrics were penis of like it seems like they like wrote the lyrics for whatever song it was and like didn't think about it. It seemed like they didn't think about it. They're just like
Mhm.
write the dialogue and then like sing song it. And I'm not a fan of that. So
Mhm.
it was hard to watch for me. And especially
I
when you have examples of La La Land where it is melodic and like yeah, they might not have the best song, the best voice, but the song is still catchy and they're still doing well.
Right.
I didn't feel that with Amelia Perez.
Mm.
So.
I would rather watch Cats again.
Oh, that was terrible. Yeah. I
What?
guess, yeah, I mean, I guess it's the stance it takes in the conversations that it's driving, you know? For me, I'm probably putting more weight on that because it is sparking conversations about, sex changes and stuff like that. Like I said, you don't see that stuff a lot done in movies, you know? So for me, it was a little eye opening. It's not something I gravitate to. I don't seek it. Um, but when it's on such a national stage like the Oscars and it's like talked about, it's worth looking, right? It might not be your cup of tea, but it is worth checking out. Especially like I said, like we're cinephiles, right? It's part of being a
I
movie podcaster.
watch
We
that.
gotta we gotta watch the stuff that people generally hate, people generally love. Right? We have very taste. But like I said, I will definitely follow up with both of you with my final take, because it can still unravel at the end. So far, it's making sense to me.
So what
Right
are you
now
up to?
I'm up to the part where she is like cross-examining Selena Gomez that if she cheated on her husband, you
Oh,
know.
okay.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, if he found out, he would chop me up and feed me to the dogs." So, and I'm like, "Okay, this is an interesting take, right?" She's like a spy in her own house kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I got another like 40 minutes left, and then you know,
This
um,
movie needs a surgical change of its own from a bad movie to a good movie.
damn, tell me how you really
Damn.
feel, guys. Ooh,
I mean, he's not wrong.
yeah. I mean,
I did not
yeah,
expect you to say this, Carlos. I am so surprised.
because like I
Yeah,
said,
me too.
I was being very objective, right? Even though I did see a lot of reels and on Instagram, and I heard it from you two guys, and I take what you guys say to the heart. I'm like, I do respect your opinions on movies, um, so I had to just go into
Got
it
the cap.
objective, you know. Thank you, Molly Mall. I had to go in objectively to just see if it really is what people say it is. I mean, it's not. I mean, I checked the Rotten scores. It's like 70% Rotten Tomatoes. It's
Is that the critics or the audience?
to Rotten Tomatoes, I believe is audience score.
No, the
70?
audience score is like 30 something. The critic
it?
score is 70.
I mean, I don't. I mean, we ourselves are critics, right? I mean,
Yeah, you're
uh,
right. But
you know, it's yeah, it's like the Joker too. A lot of people didn't like it. I ended up enjoying it. Maybe I got a taste for shitty movies. I don't know.
you like shitty musicals, that's what it is.
That's what it is. That's my cup of tea right there. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'll finish watching it
Oh,
and
you know
we'll
what it
get
is? I think you're listening to your music too loud and your ears aren't hearing.
my
They're not
eardrums
hearing correctly.
they're shot right
Mhm.
now. So
Yep. That's what happened.
but yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of had to drop that take on you guys. I think you were expecting me to kind of agree, but I'm like I
No,
said,
that was
still on the fence, kind of. But I'm so far I'm liking what I'm seeing.
no, it's definitely interesting that you would present that take to us because I know me and Gabby aren't fans of it, as with most people. So to hear somebody that's not an part of the academy, that's not a professional critic or what have you not, that's an average moviegoer like us and like many others actually like it. That's a very interesting perspective. So while I do not agree with you, I do
Right.
thank you for your take.
Yeah. Right. Of
Yeah,
course. Of course.
definitely. I'm also very interested in seeing what the Academy does now
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
like the main actress put her foot in her mouth and like has everyone's distancing themselves from her. So like, what do you do now?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't going to win every category, but it might have won like one or two somewhere. But now with everything around the movie and the main actress, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
It's really
I
well. We have
guess.
to wait.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to wait and see. I'm curious to see who's gonna win, and there's been some controversy on a couple of Oscar nominated movies. So, but yeah, like I said, I still haven't seen the whole lot for me to decide who would win Best Picture. So I'm slowly getting through that. So, anyways,
Interesting.
yeah. Anyway, final thoughts on Amelia Perez, Akash,
No, just no.
Gabby. Final thoughts.
Um, I think they tried, but it did a lot of things. It did too many things wrong, where it was off the mark. The music was off the mark for me. The Spanish, and then the story was it was a little off. So yeah, I wouldn't. I feel like I'd watch this movie to make fun of it, or to sing along and be like penis to vagina, and be like, yeah, it's the best song. But yeah, yeah, no thanks, I'm good.
Yeah.
But again, very interested in the Oscars and what it would win and what
Yeah.
if it's gonna win anything. Be
Yeah.
very interested in that.
Yeah, as many good things I could point out. There was an equally a bad amount of things in the movie that just didn't work. Um, but like I said, I'll reserve my final judgment on it when I finish it. And I'm also interested to see how the Oscars vote for it. How they lean toward, especially now with the controversy. Um, yeah. So to our audience watching, well, have you guys seen Amelia Perez? Is this a movie that you were going to watch and then decided not to watch it? Did you watch it? Did you love it? Did you hate
Nope.
it? Do you agree? Do you agree with the guy? Do you agree with Gabby? Do you agree with me or disagree with me? We would love to hear it in the comments. And as always, please like and subscribe to our channel. It helps us grow so we can keep doing this content. On one little final note, we want to introduce something new. And we want to introduce one of Akash's brainchild here is Gabby's Snack Corner. If you guys don't know, Gabby is quite the snack queen, all right? And We want to see what Gabby is munching on today. What's the snack? What's the snack in your distance there?
In my Mary Poppins bag.
In your Mary Poppins bag, yeah. What do we got?
So I'm a big snacker. It's a habit that will never leave me as much as I try. Um, Today we have skinny dipped almonds. So it is dark chocolate peanut butter almonds. Um, they're really good. I kind of hate when there's too much chocolate on the almond. I don't know if that's if anyone else can relate to that, but it's a really thin layer of peanut butter and a really thin layer of chocolate. Um, yeah, I have a Mary Poppins bag full of random sweets and snacks, and I have to have something on me all the time. And also, I like to try new things, so highly recommend these. Not an ad. Definitely
Yeah.
not an ad. We're not getting paid for anything. But very, very good skinny dipped almonds.
But
Gabby
if
Snack Corner.
but if Skinny Dip is listening, we don't mind getting paid either. Send us free samples, you know. Our
Yeah.
24 subscribers would really enjoy this.
Also, if you want to recommend any other snacks, I am always on the lookout for new snacks. Something healthy, not healthy, whatever you want. Always looking for something salty, sweet, crunchy, whatever. But yeah, in the comments, let me know in the comments what are your favorite snacks.
Yeah, guys. Do you guys like Gabby's Snack Corner? Do you want to give her some comments, some recommendations? Do you want us to keep this part of our future programming? Let us know, please. Yeah, so yeah, this was a fun episode, guys. Anyway, thank you again for tuning in and watching our episode. Peace from me. Thank you again for watching. Akash, Gab,
See you guys.
See you next time.
take care, guys. Bye.